I'm Reid Epstein from Politico, and it's time to turn the tables as we do every Friday with the Sunday Show hosts. This week's topics: will we see an end to the government shutdown and the debt limit drama, plus the low approval ratings of Congress? Joining us to talk about it this week are Crowley from CNN and Chris Wallace from Fox News. As we know, the White House and the House Republicans have been working to reach some sort of a deal to lift the debt ceiling and perhaps open the government again. What do we expect to hear this Sunday about how the Republicans are going to come forward with a deal that allows Obamacare to be funded after these weeks and months of talk of nothing but?
I don't know. I think Obamacare, it's interesting, when John Boehner and the House Republican leaders held their news conference yesterday and talked about, well, we're going halfway towards the president. We'll give them a clean extension of the debt ceiling, but not reopening the government. And we wanted to sit and negotiate about entitlements and spending. There was not a single mention of the word Obamacare. When Paul Ryan had his op-ed piece on Wednesday in the Wall Street Journal, there was not a single mention of the word Obamacare. I really think that Republicans have come to the conclusion they're not going to get anything on Obamacare. Maybe something, on the exemption for congressmen and their staff, the subsidies, or maybe on the medical device tax. But in terms of a defunding or delaying even just the personal mandate, the individual mandate for a year, I think that's gone by the boards. I mean, I think Ted Cruz and people like that still feel strongly about it, but I think the leadership realizes we got to get out of this, and we got to figure a way that on things that the president is willing to talk about and not keep harping on things he's not willing to talk about.
So how do you think we see them walk that back in the coming days?
I'm not sure. I mean, the answer is if I knew that, I'd quit this job and go to Las Vegas and bet on number 29. I just don't know. And I think things are not as hopeful as they're being portrayed. From what I hear from my sources, the president, turned down this offer of clean debt ceiling, but nothing on the government, because he says, I'm not going to allow the government to be shut down for weeks, while we continue to talk about, spending and entitlements. So the government remains closed. We continue to creep closer to the default deadline on October 17th. And I don't think there's a plan out there, a clear path forward. There's a process. They're talking, despite the president's no negotiation pledge, but I don't think there's a clear path as to how they get from here to there.
Candy, tell us about the congressional approval ratings have really hit a new low here. How is that driving us towards a deal on the debt ceiling and the government shutdown?
Clearly it's driving a deal. Republicans are tanking. I will say that this is something the Speaker warned his caucus about. He said we could take a hit. Not only that, it has been an open discussion among many Republicans who think maybe this will cost us 2014. And perhaps it will. It's a long time between now and 2014, and you can see any number of things happening that would change the dynamic. But it has been beyond the policy, where a lot of people are getting hurt and a lot of people are now fearful because of the debt ceiling. Politically, the Republicans are getting hammered. The 50,000-foot view is everybody's getting hammered a little. It's just the Republicans are getting hammered more. People don't like to look back and see their government not being functional. This is what they pay taxes for. And to watch kind of what just increasingly seems like a circus makes all the clowns in the circus, be they Democrat or Republican, whether they work at the White House or whether they work on Capitol Hill, look like they don't know what they're doing. And therefore, it's a blanket that just covers all of them, but it weighs heaviest on Republicans.
That's it for this week. Check out the full interviews online at politico.com/turnthetables. Have a great weekend, everybody.